week 2, week 3. We're still rolling here. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Guess where I'm at? I'm in one of the other favorite places in the house to be, the kitchen. Why am I in the kitchen? Because this week's topic of love is going to dive into the familial aspect of it. Family love. Families usually gather in the kitchen, right? Cooking together, enjoying one another, but we're going to dive into what that is supposed to look like, what you want it to look like, what you expect it to feel like. Because sometimes we get either the best from our families when it comes to love, or we get the worst. I did some digging, I did my research, as you should as well. And when it came to family love, let's see a little bit about what the universe, the digital universe, gives to us concerning family love, okay? So this is what I got here. I just typed it in, family love, and it mentions about the kind of love that is rooted in belonging, commitment, and care. It also mentioned that family love is one of the first forms of love most people experience and often the most complex. I agree. Then it talks about family love can be expressed through sacrifice, protection, guidance, forgiveness, quality time, acts of service, consistent presence. So, what does that look like for you? Is this family love being shown to you through consistently showing up? Or do you get consistently criticized, saying, ain't nobody gonna tell you about your family? Well, there's a thing called being criticized and a thing called being straightforward because you love someone, right? Having it real is the best thing in place to be. But being a narc is not. So then what kind of love are we hoping for in a family? Is a family something that we can choose? Do we have to accept the ones that we were born into as far as our blood is concerned? We hope, right? Because that's just how the universe has given us this first way of experiencing family love. But that's why we're talking about it, and that's why we're here. Let's dive in this week. Let's go into what family love looks like, what we want it to be like. I want to hear from you, and I'm excited for us to continue this conversation. Let's go. So, family love. Have you had some time to think about it? Well, it's not that I've been thinking about it, that it's that I've been kind of living it, as all of you have been, right? This is the love that we might know the most, or we might experience the most, or hope to receive the most. The ones that we grew up with, right? The ones that we feel constantly surrounded by, the ones that we hope never, betray us. This kind of love is really the love that most people will eventually only experience in their lifetimes. And so, as we dive into this topic this week, as you sit around your kitchen table, right, talk about it. Don't be afraid to ask your family, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your cousins, children, what does love look like to them? How would they like to be loved? Because sometimes the way that you might be giving love to someone, especially your family member, might not be the way that they would rather receive it. We think we know a person, but do we really? I think we really know a person once you love them the way that they will accept, that they actually love, versus the way that you think that they need to have it. So, as we dive in further into this topic, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what your family members have said about this, because this should be a worldwide phenomenon. Conversation continuously going on because family is what all some people have. So, you know what my next phrase is going to be? Let's go. So, I decided to get a little closer today to discuss this topic because it is a personal topic to a lot of us. This probably touches a lot of people's hearts, when it comes to family love, because it can go one way, it can go another. It can literally begin in birth and end in marriage, so on and so forth. So, this is that common denominator topic of love that I think everyone can expound on. Now, when I personally, think of family love, I do think it's showing up, not even just physically, but just like knowing in your heart through, a quick phone call or a text that someone loves you, that someone's looking out for you, that someone's thinking about you or looks up to you or, will give you an ear when you need it the most. I think that is a really beautiful experience of family love. Someone who, is always wondering when you're coming home. The reason why I'm laughing is because for me, what is near and dear to my heart when it comes to family love is my relationship with my daughter. I think that has literally and really allowed me to experience family love on a whole another level. I think a level that I don't think I would ever have experienced until I had her. And so it let me really feel what it really feels like to be genuinely loved, like not just, oh, blood, yeah, because like, I'm her mom, but like she'll say it at the age that she's at. Mommy, I love you, da 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 da, and she'll tell me why, and da da da. And it's genuine. It's not rehearsed. It's not played out. Always seeking for me. It's not that like I like always want to be like, hugged up on, but I think that genuineness of family love, I think everyone does deserve to have that or experience that at least once in their lifetime. And that comfort, it's really nice. It almost fills a hole that you didn't even know maybe was there. So, as I expanded on this little snippet of family love, and we are getting close and personal when it comes to this particular topic, let's continue to talk about it. Let's go. Thank you all for tuning in. I wanted to dive into the family love that you share between your siblings. And even if, you might be an only child, I'm sure you have someone who's close to you like a sister or close to you like a brother, whoever that may be, right? And I think that this kind of love between, someone that close to you is none other. Yes, there are those who are like, only children and stuff, and they might share that bond with, their mom, that mom might feel like their best friend. And that's what I'm talking about, your best friend. It usually begins with your sibling. It usually begins with, the parent who is with you the most, or the ride or die in your family that, is always going to be with you to the end. And you can always talk to, you can always vent to. They're always going to shoot it to you straight, even though whether or not you might want to hear it, they will be real with you. And I think that that is of great value. I have that, and I'm thankful for it. And it, for some people, they might have been able to do that kind of love with their sibling their whole entire life. Some, they might have been able to experience it later in their life when they first found out or realized who they were and were able to, share, that experience of love between their siblings and become best friends or things of that nature. And I want us to think about who in our family has been our best friend, who in our family has always been there, whether it was your sibling, whether it was your parent, whether it was a cousin. Who was that one that you looked up to, that you could vent to? Just curious. It's a conversation, right? So let's talk about it. So, another topic of family love. It's a little bit of a tough one for some people. Parental love. This one can go so many ways. It can go left, it can go right, it can go literally so many ways, right? I have my opinion about it. I'm allowed to have an opinion, I believe. And as a parent myself, I know how I want to portray my love to my child, and I don't want her to ever feel that she can't feel loved, or she can't express her love, or she can't be herself, things like that, right? Did I experience that? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about our experiences. Let's talk about if we experienced it. Do we want to experience it? How we want to experience it? If we didn't experience it, if we ever do find ourselves in the position to be a parent, how will you portray that experience to the one that you're parenting? This is a sensitive topic, but I do believe it needs to be discussed what is this love? What should this love look like? It's true. It's not an easy kind of love, but for a human being literally being raised from infancy to adulthood, it's an important type of love. So let's talk about it, okay? All right, we are wrapping it up this week. Family love has been the discussion, and I hope it has been a hot topic for you. I want us to continue to talk about it. Even though these are short little snippets of a conversation that maybe you hadn't had before or you're beginning to have this week, I want us to continue to expound on it. And we'll, of course, revisit this topic of conversation in the near future. But as it has been a great introduction to this whole thing that we're doing, asking ourselves what love is, family love does fall into that category. What does that look like for you? Let's talk about it. Let's ask everyone. Let's not forget, we can't really define what love is, but we can talk about it. It can be experienced, and we can share those experiences. And I do want to hear from you. If that's okay, let's continue to talk about it, okay? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week on What is Love, discussing about family love and getting to the nitty-gritty and the personal details about what you might be experiencing at home or with your loved ones. And I want us to not end this conversation. I want us to continue to think about it, continue to talk about it as we go into the next week, onto our next topic, but we are still staying inside of the discussion of what is love. So I want to hear from you. I'm sure your family members would love to. And even if you haven't discussed or talked to any family members in a long time, give them a call. Great conversation starter, I think. So please, share this short, talk about it. Let's continue to have this discussion. And I'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Let's go.